a general overview of what Spay Secure is and how it can benefit pedigree cat breeders. And it, it's so I just love this concept. When I heard about you, Julian, I was like, this is so needed in the market just to secure that position with their buyers. I love this so much that you do this. So just kind of give us a general idea of Space Secure and how you can benefit the breeders.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. So, Space Secure is a company that manages spay neuter contracts and enforcement of spay neuter contracts for responsible pet breeders in the United States, Canada, and Australia. And what we do is you sign up your pet buyers with Space Secure. You push a button to send out a personalized spay neuter contract to them, and then you just make sure that they sign. And when they sign, Space Secure takes care of everything. We have a gentle, personalized follow up system where we'll check in with your buyers and we'll encourage them to book their spay neuter appointment to be well before the deadline that the breeder has set for them. And we'll handle all the correspondence with them. We'll let the breeder know through the online portal when they have an appointment, and we'll collect proof of spay neuter from them as provided by the vet at the time of their deadline. If it looks like they're going to miss their deadline, that's where our compliance team steps in, because we have an entire team whose job is just to do follow up with people who have signed Spay Secure spay and neuter contracts. And they can text, they can call, they can send certified letters, and of course, they can get in touch via email. And they do all of that to make sure that pet buyers understand that spay and neuter is important and that the commitment that they made to their breeder to follow through can't be avoided.
That's awesome. And the breeder gets to choose when they want the buyer to take care of the responsibility of spaying and neutering. The breeder gets to choose that.
Exactly. There's just a drop down, so you pick whatever date you like. Most Maine Coon breeders choose about 6 months. Other kinds of cat breeders might choose other dates. We see 9 to 6 months is the usual range, but it's really up to the individual breeder.
What percentage of people do you think actually don't follow through with the spay and neuter, and you guys have to pursue that?
Mhm. Yep, that's a great question. So this depends a lot on the individual breeder and how much vetting of your clients you're doing, and if you introduce the responsibility to them in your application. But so for some breeders, it can be none, and that's the outcome we hope for. For some breeders, it can be more like 10%, but that certainly doesn't mean that 10% are getting away. What that means is that Space Secure is having to do more personalized follow up and get on the phone more and send more letters. And really, we are fully prepared for that.
Right. And then to take it even one step further, like, is there a scenario where you end up in court or it like turns into a legal issue?
Oh, yes, that is something that we are very well prepared for. Of course, we try as hard as we
Hmm.
possibly can to keep it
Yeah.
from getting there,
Yeah.
but the Space Secure Spay Neuter contract was developed for the purpose of being enforceable. And we have spent an enormous amount of time and money on making sure that it is. So, if worst comes to worst, if someone violates the agreement, if they ignore all the reminders, and if they miss their deadline, or if they choose to have a litter, then Space Secure is able to go after them legally, and we do so upon request from the breeder.
Hmm. I see, talking in our group, breeders that will have to pursue that themselves when they find out, that a buyer is doing that. And wow, this just takes a lot of stress off of a breeder to not have to worry about the legal aspects of, pursuing someone like that. So again, another reason to use your services to just take all of that responsibility off of someone. You made a good point when we were on the phone the other day, and I keep thinking about it. And you said the breeders are too busy to do this. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about this part of it. And like, let you handle it. That's where you come in and let the breeders take care of the kittens, raise the kittens, and find good buyers, and then you guys can handle the follow-up of making sure they're getting spayed and neutered. So
We think about this a lot. If you are a responsible cat breeder, then just breeding the cats and taking care of your own sales and building your brand and making sure that you're keeping your cats healthy is a huge amount of effort. And to have to do spay, neuter, follow up on top of that is tricky. And furthermore, most of your new sales are likely to come from your customers being advocates for you, for many breeders, not for all. Some people
mhm,
have excellent social media programs. And I know you have given great guidance on that yourself, Tracy. But
thank
for a
you.
lot of breeders, it's all about their existing customers. And if you're having to track down your own customers, that is not great for your relationships when you can turn it over to another company that isn't you, doesn't have your name, and can reasonably act as though you don't have control. Practically, the breeder has full control, but you can just turn it over to Spay Secure and step out of the equation and not have to follow up with your own customers. And that means that you avoid the possibility of conflict with them, which we think is a big benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like, if you don't mind, like give us a little demonstration, a screen share, and kind of show us like the back end and how it works and how easy it is for a breeder to get on board with Space Secure and get their litters in there and like what happens.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, I would be very excited for that. So, you mentioned signing up for Space Secure. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just go to spacesecure.com. And it's easy to sign up. All I have to do is hit this sign up button right here. And for members of Cat Breeder Sensei, the Sensei Collective, we are going to have a special landing page. So it will be even easier. But either way, all you need to do is enter your program name. There's a couple other questions, but when you get through the questions, you'll get to your account page here. And the system will ask you to agree to our terms of service and save a payment method. And then from there, you can send out your spay neuter contracts. And I'll just stop there in case you have any questions, Tracy, and then we can keep going.
No, I think this is relatively simple. I like the way this dashboard looks. I like when things are easy to use. So it looks like we're good. We're doing good.
Thank you. Yes, simplicity is definitely the goal here. And you can change any of these things if you need to. You can change your program name. If you prefer that your buyers not see your address, you can turn on address forwarding. And of course, you can claim your special Sensei Collective discount if you are already a Space Secure member. Once I'm ready to send out my spay neuter contracts, which is often the same time that I, as a breeder, would be sending out my sales contract and having people pick their kittens. This really depends on the individual breeder, and I'm sure you have guidance on this process as well. But we often see breeders sending out the Spay Secure contract at around 6 to 8 weeks of age for the kittens. When I'm ready to do that, all I do is I go to my submit a litter page here on the buyers and litters, and I push submit a litter, and I can put in, it has all of my sires and dams saved. So I'll go ahead and put in my sire in my dam, and I'm going to zoom in just so this is a bit bigger. And then I'll specify my litter birth date. I'll choose whatever deadline I would like. You asked about that, and this is how you do it. You just pick the date that you would like, and you can also adjust your deadline per kitten if you need to. We talked a bit about consequences and enforcement. And what you can do here is you can put the starting point for the damages that are in the contract if someone breaks the spay neuter contract and does something like have a litter. This is not the totality. If someone has a litter, then you could ask Space Secure to ask for additional damages, but it's the starting point. And what this damage amount often ends up being is about $5,000 to $7,000. And you can pick take home date, explain what kind of cat you have, um, and then add as many or as few kittens as you would like. And I'll again stop there in case you have questions, Tracy.
Okay. But you don't have to add the entire litter. Is that correct? If you have some that are going for breeding, you can just leave them out and just only add the kittens that you want this service on. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Yes. If
Okay.
you have a litter of 10, you can just add one or two. You can add as few kittens as you like. And then if you need to, you can always come back later and add more kittens. So you see this litter that I just added, um, this one has only one kitten in it,
Mhm,
but if
mhm.
I want to add more, easy to do.
Just add a kitten. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have the litter in, and now how do we like get it attached to the buyer?
Mhm. Good question. So Space Secure will collect most of the buyer information, and all the breeder needs to do is look at it and make sure that it looks accurate. But you do need to put in their name and their email. So what I'll do is I'll just make up a buyer for the sake of our example, and I'll call it Jersey example buyer, and I'll give an email down. And depending upon how much I know about the kitten, um, if the person has picked a kitten yet, for instance, you can see that I can choose to add all the kitten information,
Mhm,
or if it's before they've picked the kitten, I can add that later. This might look a little bit complicated, but it's quite simple. All it is has your person picked the kitten yet? And
mhm,
if they have, you can put the information in. If they haven't and you want to send them this Spay contract anyway, for example, if you are not having people pick their kittens until quite late, then you can choose to just send them the spay neuter contract without any kitten information. But I'll go ahead and pretend that we know everything about the kitten. Uh, and we'll just put in a male kitten for now, and I'll give it a nickname. Um, Space Secure, so you can see that it's asking for a microchip number here. Space
mhm.
Secure doesn't require the breeder to microchip. Um, and if you need to, you can write not applicable here. But we strongly recommend that breeders consider it because if you don't have your kittens microchipped, it's really hard to know for sure when you get spay neuter proof back that the kitten that you sold is the one that got sterilized versus just any other kitten.
Mhm. Makes perfect sense.
And you can see that there's the same option here if you're sending out the spay neuter contract, but you're not adding the microchips until the kittens are 12 or 14 weeks old because you want to let them grow a bit, then you can also add the microchip later as well. So once I have all that information in there, I'll go ahead and send out the contract, and I'm gonna make it so that I, as the breeder, sign it first. And you can see that it generates right here, right in the portal.
Mhm.
Instantly, it will have all the information that I specified. It's going to ask me as the breeder to sign first. So here's an example. This is our current version. We are always updating the contract to keep abreast of developments. So it may look a little bit different if a new breeder signs up for Space Secure after October 2024. But you can see that I get to fill in some information like the date that the kitten was purchased. So I would say it's today. And this is all information that specifies the kitten.
Mhm.
Um, you can see that it has a typo here because my account used to be a dog account. But this would usually say cats. And if you are a cat breeder, it will certainly say cats.
Okay.
And then I can add my own name and sign, and it's as easy as that.
Ah, simple.
Very simple.
Mhm.
Yep. And then contract goes out to this buyer. It's and it will prompt them to sign the contract. And what they will see is they'll get an introduction from Space Secure, and I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. So you can see that they get this e-sign invitation with a big blue button that says "Click here to sign." And explains a bit about what Space Secure is and why it's beneficial for them as a buyer that their breeder has chosen to use Space Secure. Once they sign, then you'll get, let's see if I can find one. Mm, well, once they sign, then it will tell you that the kitten's ready to go home. And at that point, we'll start our follow up. Uh, And when people tell us their appointment date, we'll put that right here in the portal for the breeder to see. When people tell us or submit their proof back through Spay Secure, we'll provide that to the breeder as well. And if you need flexibility, if you need to cancel a contract because you're not using it and you don't want to be billed for it, or if you want to extend the buyer's deadline, you can always do that right here through the portal. The breeder has all the control. And you can also see the reminder messages that Spay Secure is sending out.
Nice.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I mean, what more could we ask for? This is everything we need to make sure that it's all follow-up is being done.
Thank
I,
you. We really do want to be a comprehensive solution.
yeah, it definitely looks like you are. So the contract does not get sent until they have picked a kitten. Is that right? You can prepare it, but until they pick a kitten, it just stays in pending until they actually fill the information out.
That's very close. So the contract that I sent, I was just pretending that I knew which kitten the buyer was going to get.
Right.
But if I didn't, I could just send them the spay neuter contract right there. For example, let's say that I don't know which kitten the buyer's going to get, but I know that they're going to get a kitten from this example litter.
Uh-huh.
I can just add them in.
And this will send them a contract?
Yes, that's right. And it will send the contract to them. Um, so I'll just
Does
add the
it
kitten.
does it not have to have the kitten's details in the contract?
I will actually show you. This is an excellent question. I will just show you real quick. So I'm gonna send this kitten contract out. So this is what the kitten buyer sees. They'll be asked to sign the contract. And for this contract, remember we sent it out without knowing the kitten,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't have any kitten details here. It doesn't have the gender. It
Right.
doesn't have the color. It doesn't have the microchip number. And they'll sign this, and then it will go back to the breeder and when they sign it will come back and I can just sign it right here and add the kitten information. So for instance, I could send out the spay neuter contract at 6 weeks of age when I don't know which kitten they're going to get, and my buyer could sign, and then I could come back in and sign my end at 10 weeks or 12 weeks when I know which kitten they're going to get, and I would just type in the kitten information when I know, and then the contract would be complete.
Okay. Do they and then it updates, does it update the kitten information within the contract where the fields are?
Yes, and the buyer will get a completed copy of the
Oh,
contract that specifies the kitten.
okay.
Very smooth, very straightforward.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Gosh, let me see if I have any other questions about how this works because it's pretty cut and dry.
Thank you.
It's pretty foolproof.
That is definitely the goal. Why don't I show you one more thing, which might be of interest, which is how the proof system works. So I mentioned that Spay Secure collects proof from the buyer at the end,
Yeah.
and we're quite proud of how this works. It's something that we spend a lot of time on. So this is my example buyer that it's their deadline today. They've
Okay.
submitted proof. That proof goes to Spay Secure, and all I have to do is click through, and that lets me open up the proof to see it. And you can see that Spay Secure asks the vet clinic to scan the microchip number and write it on the form so that we know for sure that they have the buyer has spayed or neutered this specific kitten. And we also collect back anything else that the vet clinic provides as far as a spay neuter certificate or the invoice. And then the breeder can approve the submission if everything looks good, or they can ask for more proof if there's a problem. And all this communication goes through Spay Secure. So to the buyer, it looks like it's Spay Secure that's making the decision unless the breeder says otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Or the breeder can ask Spay Secure to contact the vet, and we'll reach out to the vet free of charge and make sure that everything is above board. I'm
Okay.
going to just approve this one just for the sake of demonstration.
And that form, that proof of spay or neuter, that form actually goes to the vet. Like the buyer can take that form to the vet for them to fill out?
Right. And I'll just show the form again. This is the current version of the
Mhm.
form. We send this to everyone. They get it a bunch of times. And if they've told Space Secure their appointment, we'll also send it to them a couple days before their appointment. So they have it at the top of their mind.
Awesome.
And they just print it out, bring it to the vet, and the vet can scan the kitten's microchip number and write it on the form.
Nice. Well, you have a whole tracking system for this. I love that you verify the microchip numbers. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good. You've thought it out well, Julian.
Yeah, we've been around for, so you mentioned that we're new to the market, and that's not wrong. We are fairly new, but
Mhm.
we've been working on Space Secure since 2018. We started with dogs first, and we did a big public launch in 2021, and then we started working with cats in 2022. And we've
Okay,
handled thousands of people. So we have spent a lot of time working out the kinks and thinking about ways to make sure that everything is as smooth as it possibly can be, and everyone's needs are addressed as much as they can possibly be.
that's awesome. Well, I'm gonna do my part to make sure everybody knows about this. And our members, not only, I mean, our members, we'll talk about that in just a second, how the members benefit through Space Secure, but even if people are not members and they are on catbreedersensei.com's website or in our group, we want them to watch this video and know and become aware of Space Secure if they haven't heard about you yet, and see how the process works, and sign up, get your kitten signed up for Space Secure. But if you're a Sensei Collective member, then there's extra benefit because you guys have agreed to give our members a special promotion, and we're super excited about that. Uh,
Yes, and I'm just going to pull that up right now so that we have it on the screen.
okay.
Thanks
Yeah,
for mentioning that, Tracy. We are particularly excited about working with Sensei Collective members, and we have some fairly substantial discounts that we've worked out. So first thing is, just as a sign-on bonus, you can get 25% off your first 10 kittens with Space Secure, or 20% off your first 5, depends how many you want to start with. And even if you don't want to pre-purchase in a discounted package, you can still get 5% off everything. And I should also mention our prices, which are very simple, very straightforward. Space Secure currently charges a flat fee of $59.99 per kitten signed up with us.
okay. And the 5% off, if they choose not to do the package, they can just do one kitten with that if they want to. Then, like, let's just say they want to try it out, they can do 5% off if they want to try one kitten. Does the package, is that first time clients only, or can they get the package after they do like one kitten? Is that package always open, or is it just for first time?
It's open for at least the next year. It's not going to go away anytime soon.
Okay, so if they buy a package of 10 kittens, they get 25% off.
That's right.
Awesome. That's such an excellent promotion, and thank you so much for offering this to Sensei Collective members. I think it's such a wonderful offer and a good deal. 25% off. And I mean, if you guys who's watching the video think about the cost of this, I always like to, use relative things, but 59.99 to make sure that your kittens are getting spayed and neutered and you have the professional follow-up, that so you don't have to worry about it. The cost is nominal. The cost is nominal to, have someone take care of that for you. And now, add a discount on top of that. I'm gonna use my calculator because I can't do math in my head, but let me see what 25 for head. It's $15 off. If you
$15 off per.
Yeah,
So for the 25% off the first 10, that's a $150 bonus right there that you're getting
mhm,
off.
that's awesome. I think everybody should do packages because you're gonna have 10 kittens. So if you, definitely want to do Space Secure, then a package is probably the best deal for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And you can buy the package. If you don't have 10 kittens right now, not a problem. If you want the package, you can buy it and then you can use those credits that you have anytime you need.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you don't have to use all 10 right now. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because maybe you just have 4 kittens right now. So yeah, you can buy the credits and use them up as you have kittens. Wow. Okay, and we're going to have a special code that we're going to put on the website and for members only to use to get the discount. So you guys can log into your members only area and look for that code. You can use it on the website when you create the account through Spay Secure. And there will also be a link that'll take you to a members only page for Sensei Collective members that will allow you to sign up and take you to the Spay Secure website. So yeah, make sure you use the code so that you can apply your discounts.
And we'll make sure all that is easy to find. But thank you so much, Tracy, for taking the time today. I really enjoyed the chance to share everything we've been working on. And I would love to hear from any Sensei Collective members that have questions and connect further as much as we possibly can.
All right, Julian, what is the best way for them to reach out to you if they have questions?
Yes, the best way for them to reach out is to email us at hello@spaysecure.com. And let me just go ahead and see if I can get that up on the screen. That may take me a second, but again, it's just hello@spaysecure.com. Let's see, I'm going to share again. Okay, yep, so just hello@spaysecure.com. Or you can always go to spaysecure.com and push contact us, and it will let you fill out a form. Or you can also call into our office, and the number for that is on the Spay Secure contact page.
Awesome. Very good. Well, easy enough. And Julian, thank you again so very much for taking the time to demonstrate your program with me today. And thank you again for offering Sensei Collective members a special discount for your services. And we're going to tell everybody about it. Get everybody.
Thanks so much, Tracy.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Talk soon. Y'all take care. Bye.